see, I started to work on the chrome rims of the Datsun 280Z. In this attempt, I'm going to actually, for the first time in my modeling experience and with the help of the watching other YouTube subscribers, I decided to dechrome the rims, and I chose the Clorox toilet bowl cleaner cleaning bleach gel. It's a thick coating formula in this particular one. As you can see, I just basically used a Jello cup, and I put the 4 rims in there, and you can see in real time. This has only been in for a couple of minutes, and it's already taking the plating off of the parts, leaving behind the red molded color that the model was originally molded in for the kit. So it seems to work. So I'll give that a few more minutes, and what I'll end up doing is I'm going to kind of paint it a color of my choosing. So stay tuned. And we're back. As you can see, after I've used the Clorox gel, I actually put it and poured it into another little plastic container so I can reuse it in the future. And I just put a label on it saying Clorox gel, so I know what's in the container itself. So I'll be able to use this many more times when I do some other dechroming in the future. That being said, I went ahead and let me see if I can bring the light in a little bit for you. I went ahead and painted up the wheels. As you can see, they're not all going to look the same, because if you look at some of the wheels in the real world, they're not all clean and everything. But what I did as far as the paint is concerned, I went ahead and used some of the well, actually I airbrushed the wheels first with some satin black, just so it matched the bottom of the chassis a little bit. And once the black satin was applied, I went on top of that with the metallic folk art acrylic paint, and then I went ahead with some of the folk art ice blue metallic, just to kind of give it a little bit more realism on the wheels itself. And then I applied some of the Sharpie silver sterling for the caps around the lug nuts. So there's the one side there, and we'll turn around and you can see we have the other side as well. And of course there's the actual bottom of the chassis itself. It's all been featured, so it's ready to go. Alright, and I've been working on the body of the Datsun 280Z itself, as well as the interior bucket. I'll kind of bring this over here. I've been doing a little detail work as far as painting the insignias, highlighting the insignias, I guess you want to call it that, and around the door frames with some sterling silver. I'll be doing a lot of touch up once I attach this to the chassis itself. I'll kind of give it a turn around here, and you can see a little close up here. I did for the headlights, I went ahead and used the black Sharpie pen to give it the intention of having like a rubber grommet around the headlights themselves. I kind of dirtied up the grill as well, and what I ended up doing was actually gluing the interior bucket to the underside of the body. So I'm kind of letting that set up a little bit, and other than that, stay tuned. We'll more to come. As you can see, I kind of went into the time warp mode and fast forward, and this is what I got done. Actually, I'm finished with this. So I kind of want to go over with what I did to get to this final reveal. Like I said, I just kept going until it was actually done. So without further ado, let me kind of go you a step-by-step process of what I did. First of all, I forgot to mention in the last video that as far as the windows are concerned, I actually put some of the smoke X19 Tamiya to give it a tint to it, because you know, like here in Florida, with the sunshine and everything, it gets pretty hot in the car, so a lot of people are going around with tinted windows. So I decided to go ahead and do that with this car, and that's what I had on my 280Z, was tinted windows. So I added that feature to both the quarter windows on either side, as well as the back by the hatchback. Not so much on the hatchback as on the two sides, so you can still see inside if you want to view it from behind. But the next thing I did was basically went ahead and attached the chassis assembly to the body of the car itself. It actually had 2 pins in the front and some slots in the back. So just kind of manipulated in there and was careful not to scratch the paint, and it went on there pretty good. So the next step basically was to work on the front bumper. I did have some issues with it, fit issues. The first thing was that the locator pins didn't line up with the holes in the front of the nose panel. It was just off just a little bit, so I ended up drilling out the holes through the grill, and I shaved off the plating on the locator pins a little bit to make it a little bit more narrow, so that I had better access to the holes. Once that was done, I went ahead and dry fitted it, and once I was satisfied, then I went ahead and glued the front bumper and made sure it was aligned correctly, and let that sit for a couple hours. I also decided to attach the fog lights on the bumper itself, since it came with the kit, and of course it was a clear part, and I actually attached the clear part of the fog lights with some canopy glue, and then I went ahead and used the clear yellow X24 Tamiya, just to so it represents the fog lights really well. And the next step is I went to the back of the 280Z and put on the rear bumper, and I added another second coat of the Tamiya red, clear red, transparent paint for the lights in the back. Once that was done, I went ahead and painted up the bumpers front and rear with some gloss black and a little bit of some black Sharpie pen to give it that rubberized black look that the Datsuns are famous for. And once that was done, I basically detailed the rest of the lights here. You can see here I used the Craft Smart gloss acrylic paint orange for the 2 front side lights, and then I used the Craft Smart Holiday Red for the rear on both lights there. As far as the front of the car, I used again the orange for the turn signal lights that are kind of like in the front here. The next thing I did was just doing some touch-up work. I had some of the leftover paint that I custom blended for the color of the car. Had some left over to touch up around the windows and any other places that got scratched during the fit issues. So once that was all done and I was basically satisfied with the results, I went ahead and took my airbrush, filled it up with some Future, and sprayed another couple of coats on it, including the windows, to really make it come out and shine. Of course, I did put the license plate on the back of the car first before I sprayed with the Future on there, and it just happened that this particular kit had a Florida license tag, which of course I'm from Florida, so that gave a nice little extra touch to represent the car I had back in the late 70s. So kind of give you like one more little turn here, but that's pretty much it. I really enjoyed building this through the whole process, and I hope you guys liked the series, and it just brought back a lot of memories when I was a teenager and in high school. So I hope, like I said, everybody enjoyed the updates and the series. So without further ado, appreciate you watching and subscribing, and hope everyone has a good day, and we'll see you in the next project. Stay tuned.